Hello everyone. So last time we discussed about sludge digestion tanks and sludge digestion process. Today we are going to start a new topic which is recent trends in wastewater treatment. This is the last topic of your treatment unit. Okay. So in recent years, various new techniques have been used to treat the sewage obtained from various sources. Till now, we studied about conventional treatment units like trickling filters, intermittent sand filters, activated sludge process, septic tanks, IMOF tanks. Okay, so nowadays various modern techniques are used, and we will discuss one by one, all of them. So first of all, what are the various emerging sewage treatment technologies nowadays? First is sequencing batch reactor, which is known as SBR. Moving bed bioreactor, which is MBBR, and membrane bioreactor, which is MBR. We can denote them by these terms. So we will discuss all of them one by one. In addition to that, there are some techniques which are not adoptable in India. Okay, in large scale, although they try to install it, but they are not used during Indian conditions. So there's some improvement is to be needed in these technologies to be used in India. Okay, so various other technologies which are I'm talking about are biofor technology, which is known as biological filtration and oxygenated reactor, high rate activated sludge, which is biofotaf technology, submerged aeration fixed film SFF technology, fixed bed biofilm activated sludge process FBAS, rim flow sludge suction clarifiers, or you can say biotowers, improved circular secondary clarifiers, and ecobio blocks. So we mainly discuss about first three treatment units. Okay, we will not go in detail because these three units are the only which are used widely in India. Okay, which is SBR, MBBR, and MBR. So let's discuss one by one, all of them. First of all, sequencing batch reactor. In sequencing batch reactor, all treatment steps are done in single tank. Okay, it is a batch process, means like activated sludge process. The process is almost continuous. Okay, continuous sewage is coming inflated into it, and continuously bacteria are acting on it, and the same sludge is produced, and sludge is then recycled again. Same process. Okay, it means it is a continuous process, but CBR is a single batch process, or you can say it is a batch process. All treatments are done in single tank. If we want to make it a continuous process, two or more SBR tanks has to be set for different times. Okay, for different times we have to use different tanks if we want to make it a continuous process. There are basically five steps involved in SBR system. We will discuss one by one all of them. First is filling, second is aeration, third is reaction, fourth is settling, and fifth is decanting. See here, at the stage of filling, only wastewater is allowed to fill in the tank. Air valves and treated water valve is closed here. In the second step, wastewater coming, which is allowed to enter into the tank, is now closed. And you can say valves are closed there. And the only air is allowed to for this. I already told you that in activated sludge process, we use aerobic bacteria, which requires oxygen for its survival. So these are basically the improvements of activated sludge process. Okay, so see here, in aeration tank only air is supplied to the aeration tank, and other like wastewater and treated water valves are closed. In the third step reaction, all valves are closed, and the reaction is taking place, which is organic matter is started to decompose. Or you can say the bacteria start to decompose this organic matter. In the fourth stage, that is settling, after decomposition, the sludge which is formed in these tanks started to settle down, and in the last step, decanting, we remove the treated water to some tank. Okay, so what is filling? So raw water first is introduced into the reactor and mixed with biomass for bioreaction. Here it is in the diagram it is shown that first of all we allow the raw sewage to fill the tank. This time is almost 25% of the full cycle of time. Okay, this process is filling, in which we simply fill the water into the tank. Next step is aeration. What happens in the aeration? You can see from here that from the bottom of the tank, some diffusers are provided from where air is diffused upwards. Okay, why do we need this air? For the survival of aerobic bacteria, so that they can decompose the organic matter. Okay, aeration is used for BOD removal and nitrification. Its time taken is almost 50% of the total cycle. Next step is reaction. See here, in this step, what happens? The aerobic bacteria starts to act on this organic matter which is present in the sewage. See from the diagram, you can see here, these bacteria start to act on this aerobic bacteria which is present and starting to decompose the matter. In the fourth step, settling occurs, and the settled sludge which is collected at the bottom is removed out in sludge digestion tanks or drying beds. Okay. In next step, decanting. Decanting is what? A small equipment, here it is shown. A small equipment is type is provided. It helps. You can say it is a telescopic or swing detector is used to remove the clarified supernatant from the tank. Okay, supernatant liquid from the tank. Supernatant liquid, I already told you what is it. It is if the matter solid is present in the sewage sludge in such a form that is almost liquefiable and very tiny particles are present in it, then it is called as supernatant liquids. Okay, so a swing or telescopic decanter is used to remove the clarified supernatant from the tank. It takes about 15% of the total time cycle. These are the various steps involved in SBR system. Now let's move on the various unique features of this SBR system. Firstly, there is no need for return activated sludge system in this system. Okay, in the activated sludge process, we need some sludge which is brought back to the aeration tanks, or you can say primary sedimentation tanks, so that the uh, that is bacterial decomposition again starts. Enough number of bacteria are present to satisfy that condition. We have to return that activated sludge, but in this case, there is no need of that return activated sludge. And the effluent obtained from this treatment plant is of high quality as compared to the activated sludge plant. There is no need of primary sedimentation tank and sludge digesters. Okay, primary sedimentation tanks and sludge digesters are not required here. BOD removal efficiency is 85 to 98% and secures a stable supply of good quality treatment water with high nitrogen and phosphorus removal rate. From these unique features, you can say that is much better than the activated sludge process. Okay. Now next, here it is shown the sequence of SBR treatment unit. Firstly, the raw sewage enters from here and then it enters the equalization tank. In this equalization tank, some aeration is also provided. Okay, some from this, the BOD is almost 20 to 30% is removed, or you can say reduced in this case. And then from here, the sewage is supplied to the sequential batch reactor. Okay, see here, there is no primary sedimentation tank provided here. There is no secondary sedimentation tank provided here. Means all the functions are performed in a single tank. Means filling, reaction, decanting, uh, and what is that? Settling and reaction. All the processes take place in the same tank. We need not to provide separate tanks for this SBR system. It means it takes less space. Area requirement is also less in this case. That's why it is almost used these days. So after this tank, various processes takes place, and after this canting is pulled down, the treated water start to flow into this treatment water plant, and the sludge which is produced there is sent to the this sludge thickeners, and from there it is provided to drying beds where it is utilized for fertilizers, used as fertilizers on land, or you can say uh, some gases which is produced in sludge thickeners which is due to decomposition can also be used as fuel. Okay. Next comes to MBBR, which is moving bent biofilm reactor. What is MBBR? MBBR is compact, simple to operate, and very efficient for the removal of BOD, ammonia, and nitrogen from both municipal and industrial sectors wastewater. Okay, MBBR helps to maximize treatment capacity. In this case, we need less area. Okay, it is saying it is needs less area, simple to operate, and large amount of sewage can be treated in these plants. There is no recycle activated sludge because no adequate microorganism population is maintained attached to the media. Okay, like in SBR, similarly recycled activated sludge is not used because sufficient amount of microorganisms is present, or you can say attached to the media. And we see particularly about that media here because it is the different media we are using here in MBBR. Okay, so see here, MBBR process uses plastic media sport carriers. Means the media which are used for generation of these anaerobic bacteria are made of plastic. The carrier is typically designed to have a, these are designed such that they have a maximum surface area, so that microorganisms, large number of microorganisms can attach to the surface area and grow on this. Sometimes what happens, there may also be some foaming initially, okay, until biofilm accumulates on the carriers and treat the sewage. Okay, what happens in the starting when we introduce plastic media in it, there is some foaming here. So uh, at that point, the bacteria generation is not there. So due to this, some foaming is there. So we can remove it by some extent. Here I am showing you the sequence of moving bed bioreactor. See here, similarly, raw sewage is provided here, and then it is equalization tank where it is aeration is provided so that the BOD is removed to some extent. And this here shown MBBR tank 1 and MBBR tank 2. See from the diagram here, MBBR tank 1 and MBBR tank 2. In MBBR tank 1, we introduce this plastic media. What happens to plastic media? The when the sewage enters into this MBBR tank, and the organic matter get attached to this plastic media, and anaerobic bacteria starts to accumulate on it. Okay, we providing aeration also from the bottom, so that they are in constant motion, which helps in organic matter to decompose easily. Depending upon our requirement, we can provide different tanks. One means we can provide various number of tanks. After this tank is treated, then it is sent to the settler, where it is of conical shape, where the activated sludge get digested and sent it to the sludge collection tank, and from where we obtain the this treated water. And we can also, if we want to supply this treated water to some uh, important source, then again it is treated with some pressure sand filters and then activated carbon filters and some UV distribution filters, and finally to clean water storage. Okay, this is the control sequence, and we all this is all this is controlled from control panel at the bottom. See, you see from here, it is here control panel. Okay, this is our moving bed bioreactor. So the media we are using here of plastic is of looks of this shape. Okay, see here, it is shown how this plastic media look like. Now comes to the advantages of this MBBR system. There are no limitations of height as long as compressors can be suitably used. Okay, there is first advantage of it. Second, structural circular structures can be used to economize on construction costs and time. Okay, it needs less area, so it means it saves time and it is simple to operate. It also needs time and saves costs also. Okay, the structures can be easily covered for all indoor air quality when needed. Third is requires lower footprints compared to conventional activated sludge. All these are, you can say, improvements of activated sludge process. Okay, it is easy to operate and maintain. Now comes to its disadvantages. Its disadvantage is only one, that is the plastic media we are using. Although the life of this plastic media is very high, or you can say very long, but what happens when we take you can say when we bought a quantity of some certain plastic media from a manufacturer, next time when we will go again there will be some variation in the quality, or you can say some changes in the dia, or you can say dimensions. So due to this, the verifications of whether the media is moving about the entire volume of the tank, or more merely clumping at the top layers, or it is of the same shape or not. Okay, these are the main disadvantages of that. Next comes to membrane bioreactor. This technology combines the aeration and secondary clarifier in one. It means the secondary uh, sedimentation tank, which we provide after the aeration tank, is not provided here. Okay, it is both our functions are performed in only one tank. Second, the same tank by sucking out the aerated mixed liquor through membranes instead of settling in a separate downstream tank. It is the same. That is, both the functions are performed by the same. Third point, it does yield a treated sewage with practically no BOD. Okay, the effluent obtained from this is half high quality. Means you can say the effluent is of high quality and the BOD is almost negligible here and the suspended solids. So you can say it is 4 times more gives good quality than the conventional aeration tanks. Okay, which also helps in the minimization of the footprint of the treatment plant, because in less area you are giving very good quality of effluent, so it is very, you can say, economical. Next comes to its, see here, the water effluent comes, and in this tank both the functions are performed, that is of aeration and of secondary sedimentation tank. Some membranes are provided here. See here, membrane unit is provided, and loads are provided for oxygen, so that the aerobic bacteria present here can decompose the organic matter easily. Some part of this treated sewage is sent back to the aeration tank, or you can say combination of this aeration tank and secondary tank, and some the sludge we obtain from this is sent it to excess sludge plant, or you can sludge digestion tanks, and the various the treatment water which we obtain from, or you can say effluent which we obtain from here, is sent to the treatment water plant or simply dispose it to the point of location. Okay, now see the advantages of this MBR system. It's high quality effluent for use without separate nutrient removal and fine filtration. Second, compact system reduces plant footprint by 25 to 40%. Means if inactivated percent is as compared to the activated sludge process, it needs only 25 to 40% of this area. Second, the membranes which are we using here are started to be durable to ensure reliability and long membrane life and low membrane replacement frequency. Now see its disadvantages. The disadvantages is each vendor advocates his own criteria for the membranes. Means every manufacture its own type of membrane. So there will be no, you can say there will be no uniformity in the membranes. Means doesn't remain constant in all the processes. If it is, sometimes if it is, you can say defected or anything else. So which makes it difficult to bring about a common and validate design criteria. Second is it is not possible to cannibalize the system between different manufacturers. Cannibalize here means if a company is producing some product, or you can say plastic media, then after some time starts to produce a new product of the same quantity but not the same. Okay, means they are producing the product of same, they're producing the product of the same type, but there are some variations in it. It means the last time they supplied the plastic media, it is not of the same type as it provided in this time. It will be the issue in this case, in case of membranes. Okay, so that's it. So next time I will provide you with, we will start a new chapter which is disposal of sewage, or you and solid management. Along with it, I also provide I also solve some numericals by taking topics one by one. First of all, shall we start with activated sludge process? Okay, one video of theory part and one video of numerical part. Okay, okay then. Thank you. Notes will be provided to you. Okay, thank you.